Accused of driving drunk that killed 4 people in Waupaca County, the siblings back in December reached a plea deal today in court. As we reported, 48-year-old Scott Farmer was facing 7 charges in connection to the death of 4 Gonzalez siblings, Danielle, Fabian, Lillian, and Daniela. Wisconsin Crime Lab says his BAC was more than 4 times the legal limit. In court today, Farmer pleaded no contest to 1 count of operating while intoxicating 5th or 6th offense and 4 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. In exchange, all other charges, including several traffic violations, were dropped. Pastor Kurt Schilling and his wife Paulina were in the courtroom while the verdict was read. They say they're okay with the plea deal and are hoping for the judge to bring justice during the sentencing period.
The main charges are there. The 4 deaths, homicide deaths, and the drunk driving. Anyway, nothing brings back the kids, so yes, we're okay. The main charges are there, and I hope justice is served in the end.
Farmer is scheduled to be sentenced in November. First